When is Dakota Ditcheva going to the UFC?
I think people now, with me beating Tyler Santos, they want to see like what else I'm capable of, so it's got to be something more.
Women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved here that they are equal. They have absolutely proven themselves, and people love the women's fights. These women become big stars.
You could be the face of women's MMA. You're on that path. It's there.
Just scare me a little bit, you know, that people are putting all this faith in me. Although I know I'm going to do that anyway. I'm going to be the face of female MMA. I know that's one of my goals, you know, to inspire and things like that. And I want to be the best, but can be daunting at times.
UFC President Dana White has just dropped a massive bombshell message directed at none other than former bantamweight queen Ronda Rousey. And it all revolves around the undefeated British sensation, Dakota Ditcheva. After witnessing Ditcheva's devastating record, her knockout power, her lightning-fast kicks, her elite fighting skills, her psychological warfare, and her incredible fitness, Dana White has made it crystal clear Dakota Ditcheva is an absolute danger to Ronda Rousey. But here's where it gets even crazier. Ronda Rousey has fired back on Twitter with a message that's sending shockwaves through the MMA community. Stay tuned because this drama is absolutely explosive. Let's talk about why Dana White is so high on Dakota Ditcheva. This woman isn't just another fighter. She's a complete phenomenon.
Club and a right hand. Oh, another one! Big one! Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hand fake! Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva!
Dakota Ditcheva currently holds an undefeated professional record and has been absolutely demolishing her competition. We're talking about brutal knockouts, surgical precision, and a fighting IQ that's beyond her years. Her kicking speed is unlike anything we've seen in women's MMA. She combines the grace of a model with the ferocity of a seasoned warrior. Dana White himself has praised her striking capabilities, comparing her technical prowess to some of the best in the sport.
Against defense with body shots.
Combination again, punching her way out of these clinches.
Naba not able to match speed on the outside.
Crashing in again.
Oh, beautiful knee.
Oh, the clinch is really working for Ditcheva. She gets the turn under the knee, finds its way to the face of Sumiko Naba, and an elbow from Dakota.
Naba can't take a lot of those knees.
But it's not just about physical attributes. Ditcheva's mental game is on another level. She studies her opponents meticulously, executes perfect game plans, and never fights with emotion, something that separates champions from contenders, as Joe Rogan has pointed out countless times. Her fitness level? Absolutely elite. She's constantly evolving, training with world-class coaches, and showing the kind of dedication that builds dynasties.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos
is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
When Dana White watches Dakota Ditcheva fight, he sees the complete package. The kind of fighter who could dominate an entire division for years to come. Now, to understand why this bombshell matters, we need to address the elephant in the room. Ronda Rousey's recent controversial statements. UFC analyst Chael Sonnen even called out Rousey's inflated sense of her own stardom, claiming she never actually held the merchandise records, pay-per-view records, or live gate records that people attributed to her. He suggested the narrative of Ronda the Superstar was largely a myth.
Ronda came out and talked about that she was the greatest of all time. And the reason was the greatest of all time because you can't ever have people from different eras fighting one another. So what you have to do is establish who, in their time, had put a bigger gap between themselves and the fellow competitors at that time. That is not the definition. There was people that were ranked that had never fought. There was people that had never fought in the octagon. When you removed yourself, which of them go on to be champion? I understand that she's not a GOAT. I understand she's not even a GOAT of a division or a GOAT of a weight class, but I would still like to defend her. She still did some very wonderful things. We just didn't know who was who. We just simply didn't have the rankings worked out.
But perhaps most controversial were her comments about the UFC itself. While praising Dana White, she claimed that without him, the UFC is just 3 letters with no soul. seemingly diminishing everyone else who built the organization. Let's be fair here. Ronda Rousey's impact on women's MMA cannot be denied. She was the first legitimate female superstar, a world-class judoka with an Olympic bronze medal, and her armbar was absolutely flawless.
Yeah, and I would jump on that three. Okay. Like forward. Okay. Shoot. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Turn your chest and point it this way before you hook. Yeah, she felt that.
But here's where things went south. When Ronda lost to Holly Holm, she didn't just lose a fight, she lost her aura of invincibility. Holly, an elite boxer and kickboxer from the legendary Jackson Wink MMA camp, executed a perfect game plan. She avoided Ronda's clinch, picked her apart on the feet, and delivered that famous head kick knockout.
Just hit stuff, don't throw it.
The problem wasn't the loss itself. Champions lose. The problem was how Ronda handled it. According to Dana White and others in the community, instead of giving Holly credit, Ronda complained and turned her back on the sport. After her subsequent loss to Amanda Nunes, she disappeared completely, abandoning the fans who supported her and the community she helped build. Dana White stated it perfectly. If she had just accepted those losses with grace and given credit to Holly and Amanda, the sport would have loved her forever. She could have had a job in the UFC. She could have gotten a pop from the crowd at any event. But instead, she chose bitterness.
When you say things like it's going to be the greatest fight card ever assembled, our imaginations run wild, right? And one of the things people have been wondering about is Ronda Rousey. She posted like she's finding her love for MMA again and training hard. Have you talked to her? Does she have any desire to return to the UFC?
Yeah, her and I are still very close when we talk. You know, I would say we probably talk once every 3 months or something like that. And she was in Vegas recently, and she came by the offices, but yeah, I don't know what her plans are. I think she's just training again.
This brings us to Dana White's bombshell message. After seeing what Dakota Ditcheva brings to the table, the precision striking that Ronda never developed, the emotional control that Ronda lacked, the elite coaching and game planning that exposed Ronda's weaknesses, Dana White has made his position clear. Dakota Ditcheva represents everything the modern women's MMA fighter should be: technical, strategic, physically dominant, and mentally unshakable. If Ronda Rousey ever considered a comeback, if she ever thought about stepping back into that octagon, Dakota Ditcheva would be an absolute nightmare matchup. This isn't the Bethe Correia level competition that Ronda steamrolled in her prime. This is an evolved, complete fighter who would exploit every single weakness that Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes exposed. Dana's message is simple. Ronda, you need to humble yourself. Dakota Ditcheva is the future, and she's ready to prove that the old guard cannot compete with the new generation. And then came Ronda's response on Twitter. In a message that's currently going viral across social media, Ronda Rousey fired back, addressing both Dana White and the growing hype around Dakota Ditcheva. The MMA community is absolutely divided on this response. Some fans are calling it delusional, pointing out that legacy doesn't exempt you from criticism or protect you from evolution in the sport. Others are defending Ronda, arguing that she's absolutely right about her pioneering role in women's MMA. But one thing is certain, this response has only added fuel to the fire. So there you have it, fight fans. Dana White has sent a clear message to Ronda Rousey. Dakota Ditcheva is dangerous, she's the real deal, and she represents everything modern MMA should be.
Normally after a fight, quite a few fighters say, oh man, I can't wait to just go home and spend time with the family. To be still is just, there's nothing wrong with it. But me, I'm gonna go explore and live life.
One of the most popular fighters in the UFC, the great Tracy Cortez, is going to join us. She had a big win over Viviane Araujo on Saturday, her first win in almost 2 years. Her last win was the Noche UFC card, the first one in September of 2023. She lost in July of 24 to Rose Namajunas. She had a year off, a tumultuous year, and she came back and won on Saturday against Viviane Araujo.
Dana White just dropped a massive bombshell on Dakota Ditcheva. The entire MMA world is losing its mind. According to the UFC president himself, Tracy Cortez isn't just more beautiful than you. She's more famous, more powerful, and she has the star power to end your career before it even starts.
Tracy Cortez here, Tracy Cortez aquí, UFC Flyweight, and this is my first time attending UFC BJJ, and I'm really excited. It's going to be a great night of matches. I can't wait. Live on YouTube, don't miss it.
That one sentence sent shockwaves through the sport. Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated PFL world champion, was left stunned. Because when the boss of the fight world calls another woman more powerful, that's not just talk, that's a warning. But what did Dana really mean? Was he praising Tracy Cortez for her influence? Or was this a message to Dakota, a reminder that fame can sometimes be more dangerous than fists?
My name is Tracy Cortez, and I am a Ghost athlete.
Let's break down this shocking statement and the rivalry between two of the biggest rising stars in women's MMA, Tracy Cortez versus Dakota Ditcheva. Dana White didn't say it quietly. He said it was like a challenge, as if he was daring Dakota to prove him wrong. He praised Tracy Cortez not only for her dominance in the octagon, but for the way she's taken over the internet. With over 1.4 million followers on Instagram, Cortez's name doesn't just trend after fights. It trends whenever she appears. Her style, her charisma, her confidence, everything screams superstar.
Come on in.
Down the fence.
Oh. We're ready.
So long and rangy.
Oh, put away.
Oh,
yeah. Oh. Power.
And her opponent fighting out of the red corner. She's a Muay Thai specialist and stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. She weighed in officially at 126 pounds and holds a professional record of 5 victories and no defeats. Fighting out of Manchester, England, Dakota Ditcheva.
Meanwhile, Dakota Ditcheva, with her flawless 15-0 record and her PFL World Championship belt, is pure destruction inside the cage. But in Dana's eyes, that might not be enough, because in today's MMA, the biggest weapon isn't just your right hand, it's your reach beyond the octagon. And Tracy Cortez? She's mastered both.
All my family's in Mexico, you know, so it's going to be the first time they ever get to see me live on TV. So that's honestly like one of my dream come trues, you know. Everything went really good. They changed my opponent, unfortunately. So we were preparing for that opponent. They pulled out. We got another opponent. She's from Mexico. We don't know much about her, but I mean, I'm prepared for anything, to be honest.
Dana White's praise didn't come out of nowhere. Tracy Cortez has earned every ounce of her fame. She's not just a fighter, she's a story. A symbol of strength, tragedy, and perseverance. Born in Arizona to a proud Mexican-American family, Tracy's journey started with heartbreak. Her brother, Jose Cortez, was her first coach and her biggest inspiration. When cancer took him away in 2011, she made a promise: to live his dream through her fists. She tattooed his heartbeat on her chest so his fight would always live on through hers. In her own words, "Every time I feel tired or broken, I think of my brother fighting cancer. He didn't give up, so why should I? This is easy work."
And even be a part of. For me to be called a legend is something that I aspire to be, even in my MMA career. You know, you see the Hall of Famers and you see the legends, and being here now and knowing that I've been with GO since 2021 is, at first it was kind of hard to accept. Now it's like, yeah, you know, I've made my mark. What I think of When I hear legend, I hear someone that is well-respected, someone that is honorable, someone that carried themselves to a certain standard and didn't budge for nothing. I want to be known for that, and I want to be remembered for that, and for my heart, and wearing my heart on my sleeve and doing the work and clapping for myself when nobody else is clapping for me.
That mentality shaped her into one of the toughest, most determined women in MMA today. She fights not for fame, but for legacy.
As an athlete, I've been fighting since I was 18. I had my first amateur fight, and I knocked the girl out in the first 35 seconds. After that, I was just hooked. I'm such an adrenaline junkie. I just wanted to keep doing it. And after I went 7 fights undefeated, I decided it's time to go pro. And then I had my pro debut and I lost. But I went on a 7-fight win streak right after that, and it's just been extremely, extremely blessed. Growing up with brothers, it was extremely tough, but it was also very loving because they sheltered me a lot, and they protected me, and they took care of me growing up. Originally, it was my brother's dream. I have an older brother that passed away very young, and it was his dream. And as he was pursuing it, he got diagnosed with cancer, and I kind of just took it on and chose to finish what he didn't start. And along the way, his dream became my dream.
Currently ranked number 8 in the UFC's flyweight division, Tracy's record stands at 12 wins and only 2 losses. Her recent victory over Viviane Araujo at UFC 317 wasn't just a fight, it was a statement. 3 rounds of control, dominance, and precision, the kind of performance that proves she belongs among the elite. And yet, it's not just her fighting that grabs headlines, it's her presence.
I was fighting to keep his memory alive, and now I'm fighting to be the best. When I was amateur, I truly believed, and I still do deep down to my core, that I was the best. You know, being right now number 10 in the world in my division is an accomplishment that I would say about 95 to 98% of the population didn't believe I could make it. The way I carry myself isn't typically what you see women MMA fighters carry themselves. And that's just me. I'm still a woman. I like to wear makeup. I like to wear lashes. I like to do my hair, and I like to dress pretty. And for that reason, the world or people just didn't take me seriously. It was hard for people to see the vision. It was hard for brands to see me and think, oh yeah, she's gonna be somewhere. And Ghost did. Ghost saw me. To be reached out with such an incredible company like Ghost and be offered to work with them and be an athlete, it was something that I very much needed.
At UFC 320, even without throwing a single punch, Tracy stole the spotlight. Her stunning black dress went viral within hours. Every camera was on her, every headline mentioned her. It was as if the UFC had found its next global star, someone who could blend beauty, charisma, and skill in a way rarely seen before.
Level of violence.
Now let's talk about Dakota Ditcheva, the silent assassin from Manchester, England. She's got Muay Thai in her blood and destruction in her hands. Her record? A perfect 15-0, with 12 knockouts. That's right, 12 finishes where her opponents didn't even see the final bell.
Very comfortable.
Switches back.
Job. Oh, lovely combo.
That sounded sweet from here.
Deep down the middle to the chest.
Great knees up the middle. Goodness me, some of those. She's in real trouble here, Evan Black.
Dakota doesn't play games inside the cage. She doesn't grind out decisions like most fighters. She ends careers. Her elbows, knees, and striking combinations are lethal. She's the kind of fighter that makes even veterans nervous. But while Dakota dominates inside the cage, outside of it, she's still chasing the fame that Cortez already owns. Her 328,000 Instagram followers are loyal, but in the world of fight promotion, numbers talk, and Dana White is listening.
Honestamente estoy súper agradecida. Toda la gente aquí en San Antonio me ha recibido con tanto amor y apoyo que ni me lo puedo creer. Honestamente no me lo puedo creer y les quiero dar todas las gracias de el profundo de mi corazón porque se siente como si estoy en casa, la verdad.
Bueno, yo
Como familia.
So when he said Tracy Cortez was more beautiful, more famous, and more powerful, it wasn't just about looks. It was about marketability, about who can move tickets, attract sponsors, and make fans care. And that's where Tracy holds the crown. Let's be honest. MMA isn't just about punches anymore. It's about personality. It's about storylines. It's about who can make the crowd scream before the bell even rings. And that's where the Cortez versus Ditcheva rivalry gets interesting.
What's up, you guys? Tracy Cortez here, UFC Flyweight. As many of you know, if not all of you know, EA Sports put my business out there on UFC 5, but many of you are asking how my top game is A1, and today I'm here to show you how to improve your top game. Let's go. As you guys know, my cardio is A1 too, so first things first, let's do cardio. I have to take someone down. I really don't want to use a teammate, just to be respectful. I don't want to get them aroused. So we're going to use my good friend here. So as you guys know, I take my opponent down, as per usual, and then we get on mount, full mount here. So these are very key instructions. Hey, I need you to focus. These are key instructions on having A1 top game. Hey. Come on now, let's pay attention now. We're almost done, we're getting through this. So first things first, you want to have good position, be stable, and you want to put your hand on their chest.
Dakota Superstar, what is up, sweetheart? Do the next big thing, baby. Look up your Lord. Great to see you, sweetheart. Strong woman, good girl. Looking awesome. Great to see you. Great to finally meet you. Love it. What's the crack? What are we up there? Oh, yeah, now I'm walking myself there. Look, as superstar right there, 100%. Love it, bro. Don't hold the great to see you, sweetheart. Cheers. Hello, man. How are you doing? Nice to meet you, man.
One of the best young talents in all of MMA. This girl's a demon. They say she's the next Ronda Rousey. Check it out.
She's hurt to the body, that's it. Rex Mitchell waking up. That's a TKO victory. And that does it. Dakota Ditcheva silences the doubting.
Let's go. Give it up. Please welcome the undefeated PFL Women's Flyweight 13-0 dangerous Dakota Ditcheva. Hello. So she won the PFL European title last year, and in just a few weeks ago qualified to fight for the PFL global title and $1 million in November. If and when you win the $1 million, do you have something that you want to buy?
Not really, no. I just want the belt, if I'm honest, Jake.
Let's go. I respect that. Now, some people compare you to Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm. Who would win, Prime Ronda or Prime Dakota?
Prime Dakota.
Let's go, you heard it.
100%.
Undefeated British sensation Dakota Ditcheva and the legendary Conor McGregor have just dropped a massive bombshell message aimed directly at UFC icon Ronda Rousey. With a perfect 15-0 record and a fresh $1 million PFL championship under her belt, Ditcheva isn't holding back anymore. She's claiming that Prime Dakota would absolutely dominate Prime Ronda, and now she's got one of the biggest names in combat sports backing her up. Conor McGregor himself has labeled her the next big thing and called her a superstar to her face. But is Dakota Ditcheva really ready to fill the shoes of Ronda Rousey? Or is this all just hype? Stick around because what we're about to reveal will blow your mind. Let's talk about who Dakota Ditcheva actually is and why everyone's suddenly comparing her to the legendary Ronda Rousey. Dakota Ditcheva is a 26-year-old fighter from Manchester, England, who has taken the MMA world by absolute storm. With a flawless 15-0 professional record, she's not just winning fights, she's destroying her competition in devastating fashion. In November, she delivered what many are calling her career-defining performance, stopping former UFC title challenger Taila Santos in the second round to claim the PFL Women's Flyweight World title. And along with that championship belt came a cool $1 million prize, making her the first British woman to ever win an MMA world title. But here's what makes Dakota truly special. She's not just a one-dimensional fighter. With a Muay Thai background, she's evolved into a complete mixed martial artist who can finish fights standing or on the ground. Her striking is explosive, her takedown defense is rock solid, and she's got the killer instinct that separates good fighters from great ones. With 15 straight wins and 0 losses, Dakota isn't just building a resume. She's building a legacy that could rival the greatest female fighters of all time. But becoming a star doesn't come without pressure. And Dakota recently opened up about just how much weight she's been carrying on her shoulders.
Jab. 1, 2. Jab. Double. Jab. 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 Double. Double up.
Speaking about her recent co-main event performance, Dakota revealed, "Yeah, I did. This is like the first show that I've kind of co-headlined, and I've been on PFL before, but on the undercard for the $1 million tournament. So I haven't felt the pressure that I did this time."
But yeah, I did. This is like the first show that I've kind of co-headlined, and I've been on PFL before, but on the undercard for the $1 million tournament. So I haven't felt like the pressure that I did this time.
She continued, "It was obviously back at home in Newcastle, in the UK. So I had a home crowd. My face was kind of everywhere. Everywhere I went, there were PFL posters with my face on it. So I definitely felt a lot more pressure this time."
I haven't felt like the pressure that I did this time. It was obviously back at home in Newcastle, in the UK. So I had a home crowd. My face was kind of everywhere I went. There was PFL posters with my face on it. So I did definitely feel the pressure a lot more this time.
This kind of pressure is exactly what separates future superstars from fighters who crumble under the spotlight. And Dakota, she thrived. She absorbed all that pressure, channeled it, and put on a performance that solidified her status as one of the most exciting fighters on the planet. Now, here's where things get absolutely wild and where Dakota drops the bombshell that has the entire MMA community divided. When asked about comparisons to Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm, and who would win between Prime Ronda and Prime Dakota, she didn't hesitate for even a second. Prime Dakota, 100%. Let that sink in. She's claiming that she would beat Ronda Rousey in her absolute prime. That's not just confidence. That's a declaration of war on one of the most iconic legacies in MMA history. Now, Dakota has always been respectful about Rousey. She stated, "When I first started my career in MMA, even as an amateur, I had an article go viral where someone compared me to Ronda Rousey. She was someone that I looked up to from the very beginning, so it's nice to have my name mentioned alongside her."
When did I know I wanted a career in MMA? I've done Thai boxing for over 10 years now. So when I got a little bit older, I just decided that I wanted to challenge myself, try something new. And I took a really big interest in MMA. And yeah, I watched a few of the fighters on the UFC, and that was always a goal then. From then, it was a goal of mine to one day be one of them fighters competing for the UFC belt. I felt like I achieved a lot in Thai boxing at such a young age as well. So I think the move into MMA kind of just came at the right time for me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the future.
But make no mistake, Dakota isn't just happy to be compared to Rousey anymore. She's declaring herself as the better version. She believes that with her well-rounded skill set, striking power, and complete MMA game, Prime Dakota would have all the tools necessary to beat Prime Ronda. That's a UFC veteran and respected analyst, essentially saying that Dakota has evolved beyond what Ronda ever was. While Ronda dominated with her judo and arm bars, Dakota has the complete game: striking, grappling, defense, and that killer finishing instinct. Dakota just received the ultimate stamp of approval from none other than Conor McGregor himself. This past Friday, BKFC landed in Dubai for their first event in the Middle East, and of course, McGregor was in attendance. Also there, Dakota Ditcheva, and their first ever meeting was caught on camera. And let me tell you, it was everything you'd expect from the notorious. McGregor greeted her with pure enthusiasm. "Dakota, a superstar, what's up, sweetheart? You're the next big thing, baby. Great to see you. You're a strong woman. Good girl. F***ing awesome. Great to see you. Great to finally meet you."
Dakota, a superstar. What is up, Priya? You're the next big thing, baby. Look up your board. Great to see you, Priya. Strong woman, good girl. Looking awesome. Great to see you. Great to finally meet you. Love it, love it. What's in fact? What are you big? Yeah, now I'm walking myself there. Look, as superstar right there, 100%. Love it, bro. Love the great to see you. Good. Hey, man, how you doing? Nice to meet you, man.
He then asked her what's next, and when Dakota mentioned that PFL is working on something for her, McGregor made sure everyone around him knew exactly what he thought. Superstar right here, 100%. Being called a superstar by Conor McGregor, the biggest name in MMA history, is one of the most significant compliments a fighter can receive. This is a man who understands stardom better than anyone, who built himself into a global icon through skill, charisma, and an unshakable belief in himself.
When is Dakota Ditcheva going to the UFC?
I think people now, with me beating Tyler Santos, they want to see like what else I'm capable of, so it's got to be something more.
Women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved here that they are equal. They have absolutely proven themselves, and people love the women's fights. These women become big stars.
You could be the face of women's MMA. You're on that path. It's there.
Just scare me a little bit, that people are putting all this faith in me, although I know I'm going to do that anyway. I'm going to be the face of female MMA. I know that's one of my goals, to inspire and things like that. And I want to be the best, but can be daunting at times.
Ronda was the one that broke the barrier and got women into the UFC.
Dana White privilege.
Dakota Ditcheva has been talked about in the same breath as Ronda Rousey.
She has the potential to be a superstar. She understands the media game, right? She knows exactly when to switch off that savage and become the sweetheart again. She's got the look, she's got the charisma, and when you have that, plus the ability to knock women out like she does, the sky's the limit.
Dana White and Dakota Ditcheva just dropped a massive bombshell that's sending shockwaves through the entire MMA world. The undefeated British phenom has made a claim so bold that even UFC legends are backing her up. We're talking about a statement that has Ronda Rousey's legacy on the line. Dakota Ditcheva just declared that Prime Dakota would destroy Prime Ronda Rousey, and she's got the receipts to back it up. Plus, Ronda Rousey herself has responded with a message that you won't believe.
Some people compare you to Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm. Who would win, Prime Ronda or Prime Dakota?
Prime Dakota, 100%.
Let's go. You heard it.
100%.
I would love to see that one.
Dakota Ditcheva is a 26-year-old destroyer from Manchester, England, who's absolutely dominating the MMA world with a flawless 15-0 professional record. But here's what makes her special. She's not just winning. She's annihilating her competition. In November, Dakota delivered her biggest performance yet, stopping former UFC title challenger Taila Santos in the second round to claim the PFL Women's Flyweight World title. And oh yeah, she walked away with that sweet $1 million prize. She became the first British woman to ever win an MMA world title. Let that sink in. 15 straight wins, 0 losses. Dakota isn't just building a resume, she's building a legacy. But what makes Dakota so special? She's a Muay Thai specialist with devastating striking power, lightning-fast combinations, and she's proven she can finish fights anywhere, standing or on the ground. Standing at 5 feet 8 inches with incredible reach, she's got the physical tools and the technical skills to back up every single claim she makes.